All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Step Into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. I'm here with you live, and I just got back from PAX Unplugged. Nope, I got back from PAX Unplugged yesterday, which is a game convention. Excuse me, tabletop gaming convention in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is very close. It's about a 3.5 hour drive. Although there's traffic, you go through New York City, you go through Jersey, and even Connecticut often has traffic, so it turns into 4.5 or 5 with traffic. But not too bad. It's still like the local big convention for us. So we went down there, and it was myself, my wife Kathy, Brian, our store owner, and Eric Summer came with us. He is the co-host of the Dice Tower podcast, and he lives in our area. So he came down with us because Dice Tower was not there. And so he joined us so that he could go to the convention as well. So what do you do at a convention? Well, you go around. They have booths, and you can go around to the booths and see upcoming games. You can see games already released. You can demo games. You can purchase games. And they have all sorts of areas where you have panels and discussions and activities and events and miniature painting. They have a first look area at this one where they kind of brought games over from Europe, from the Essen Fair, which was last month, actually a month and a half ago. And they have those games because they're not yet published in America, so you can sit down and play those games. Previews of games if you meet up with designers and publishers. So I got to do that. I got to preview Title Blades 2, which is coming from Skybound Games, and play that. That was a lot of fun. And got to preview and see the new Legacy Jurassic World, the Legacy of Isla Nublar. That's the name of it. So got to check some of those things out. Yeah, there's lots of stuff. You eat food. Mostly you see people, and that's what's exciting to me. So obviously I've got my group that I'm traveling with and playing a lot of games with, but I got to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in basically 2.5 years. So that was really exciting. Thanks to Stephen Bonacore and Rachel Blasky, they put together a meetup on Thursday night when we drove down, and we were able to get together and see a whole bunch of industry people, content creators, publishers, design and media, other people from the industry. So that was really good to be able to see all sorts of people. So inevitably, when you make a list of people that you saw, you forget some, but I'm going to go through it anyway. I was really excited to see Crystal Dax again. Hadn't seen her in a long time. I got to see the This Game is Broken cast, Matthew, Paula, Dave, Mike, and Nick. So it was really, really good to see them. Saw the people from Restoration Games, Justin, and Lindsay and Rob, and Suze was there. Ran into a whole bunch of people. I got to meet Peter Gousis, who also streams Marvel Champions, and Mike Kelly, his compadre, both on One Stop Co-op Shop and in design. Met the Hungry Gamer, so that was exciting in his channel. Whew, who else did I see down there? I got to see James Hudson when I demoed Title Blades 2. Got to see everybody at Capstone, who I work with normally, and took this convention off. So they asked me how was it to not work, and I was like, it's really nice. So did that. And yeah, I met Mick and Starla from Our Family Plays Games, and I had not met them before, so that was really exciting. Who else did I meet? I met Quackalope, and apparently when you meet Quackalope, you get a little ducky, so I got his business card. Here, met him and Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hung out with Isaac Childress from Gloomhaven and Cephalofair. We got to play games with him and hang out with him and go to his panel, which was really neat. Actually, I'll kind of go there first, because I think I could do it with this camera. So they announced Gloomhaven miniatures, and they gave everybody a miniature. So they're going to make a whole line of miniatures for Gloomhaven. Ooh, that's not going to focus here. So I will put that on the other camera. But you can see the Inox Warrior something here. What the heck, I'll just go to the other camera. You could still see me in the corner because I'll chat about some things. But I can zoom this in for you. Ooh, come on, zoom. Oh, usually this autofocuses really well. It does not want to. Maybe there's just too much light. Maybe if I zoom out, it'll be a little bit better. That looks better. So this is the miniatures they're going to make. They're going to make them for all the monsters in the game because they already have miniatures for the heroes. So that should be pretty exciting for people looking to paint and work with minis. This one's still a little bit in prototype form, as you can see, but they handed one out. There were 4 different that they had. This is the one that I was given. So that was neat. Not a lot of people joining me, but if you do join me and you want to ask a question, go for it. I will answer any questions that you might have. While I am on this view, here's my quackalope duck. So that was good. And these are some games I got. Let's see, was everything here? Yeah, pretty much everything here was things that I was given by publishers. There's more things that publisher wanted to give to me that I think are coming, so I should be getting a copy of Cape May from Thunderworks Games. I should be getting a bunch of games from, help me, Board and Dice. So Zapotec, Tabanusi, and Origins I think are all going to come in. A lot of this stuff's going to come in the new year because they're waiting for the next shipment to come through and just kind of the holidays to pass. So those are other games that are coming my way. There's a few others as well, but those are the ones I remember. So went over to Jason Tagmeyer and talked to him over at Button Shy Games, and he gave me a whole series of games. Skulls of Sedlec, which is a 2- and 3-player only game. So these are all 18 games. You haven't seen these wallet games. These are 18 card games that he has. Death Valley, which is a 2-player game, and Eric and I got a chance to play this one, which was pretty fun. It's a push your luck tableau building game, so that's Death Valley. Rove, I had not heard about, but Crystal said it was amazing, so I definitely want to check this out. And this is a solo game where you are a bot and working your way through. It's not a lot to show you there. Food Chain Island, I actually learned and played with Eric. While I was down there, every morning we were kind of up there early, and we got a chance to play. And this is a Scott Almes game, solo game, where you're trying to get the right animals, eat the right plants, and decrease your stack to as few as possible. Sprawlopolis has been out for a while. I've actually played this one, but I didn't have a copy, so he gave me a copy of this so I could stream this on the channel. And I'm going to do some solo play. I guess I'll do these 3 is probably what I'll do. These are all the specifically solo. This one has a solo mode, so depending on how long the stream goes, I may throw that one in. And then Tussie Mussy is a card drafting game from Elizabeth Hargrave of Wingspan fame. So this is the one that she made. And I've played this one before too, and this is really good. Oh, Chris Lamb, PAX U was great this year. I was impressed how smoothly it ran despite COVID. My brother raves about the Button Shy games. Yeah, definitely, Chris. These ones are fun. Oh, I didn't know you were down there. I wish I had seen you. Oh, speaking of seeing people, I met Garrett, who came over both to Peter and I, said, oh, loves the Marvel Champions content. Really excited to see those things. So thank you to Garrett for coming over and saying hi. It's always fun to know people are watching, people are enjoying the content. So appreciate that. All right, went over to, what is this booth? Roxley Games, and I got a copy of Radlands. Now, they did a Kickstarter of this. This is the retail copy. But honestly, sometimes I'm happy to have the retail copy because I'm reviewing so many games. Getting large games with all the things is a little overwhelming. Obviously, it's nice to show up the good components, but this is also what we would have in retail at our store. So it's kind of nice on that front. So this is Radlands, which is a 2-player dueling card game. Roxy obviously has amazing art and production on everything they do. So here's the rule book for that. Some of this stuff is open because I've looked through it. I know I'm kind of doing a quasi unboxing. Another thing, this is your water tokens that you're going to spend to do various actions on your turn. And then you can see its cards with really cool art. I have not had a chance to play this yet. But when I do, I will let you know. So you've got various, these are your punks on this side. I think I read through a little bit of it. And then these are the people in your camp. It's kind of got like a Mad Max kind of feel to it, like post-apocalyptic idea. And you can draft all these people into your tableau. And the goal is to actually take out the other person's camps. So everybody starts with a certain number of camps. These are the camp cards, and they have all different abilities. So actually, I think you get 6, keep 3. So you can see, I'll do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 34. I may have miscounted and there's 35. I'm not sure. Maybe there's 33. That's a weird number. So anyway, you get 6 of these and keep 3 each time. So every game's different. These are going to give you powers. And you're trying to deal damage to these to be able to win by blowing up your opponent's 3 camps. So I think it's a pretty quick game. What does it say on the box? 20 to 40 minutes? All right, so that. But you've got cards that you keep in front of you. Each player has them. It's a 2-player only game. So it's a dueling style game. And let's see. These are the various effects in the game, so you've got player aids for each player. So it looks really good. I don't remember what was in the Kickstarter. I think there was player mats, upgraded tokens, and just more boxes. So I've got a certain number of cards and factions and things, and I think there was more things you could add in the Kickstarter one. But this is the perfect place for me to play, show off, and review, because that's generally what I'm trying to do, is the idea. I keep looking up because I'm trying to see what it looks like for all of you, but then I realize on the camera I'm looking up. It's kind of funny. All right, I got Pocket Paragons, which actually is a game that I had played because Chris sent this to me. This is Chris Solis Games, or just Solis Games Studio, sorry. 3 to 15 minutes. Yeah, this is a really interesting game. It's just like a little dueling, pick your action. It's pretty fun. And you get like a hero. What do they call them in here? Are they Paragons? I assume. 6 character decks is the way they say it. So they've got all sorts of different things they base this on. This is from, I think, another company. Oh, I feel bad. With Aegis is this other one. But they've got all sorts of different things that they team up with. I think they've got some that are even in the level 99 universe. And you get a little deck, and then you're like picking actions to be able to try to, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like overcome your opponent. It's been a little while too, so I'm trying to remember some of those. But you can see you get your tokens here, and you're going to be able to play these various cards. You got a little thing tracking health and other resources. I don't know, it sounds generic until you actually take the card out and realize like you're playing one of these cards to get this ability. You got this, and they all play very different. So it's obviously in the card game, in the play of that, but you're trying to figure out, because you play an ability and then you might be able to cancel your opponent's ability. So it's got a little of that rock, paper, scissors element to it. So you're trying to kind of predict what they're going to do and what ability you want to be able to do, which is based on these symbols up here. And every character in the game plays really different. So this has got 6 characters. There's just a couple of cards. You're just running through those cards. Like it says, it could be 3 minutes long. So it's very fast. You probably play a best of 3 or switch characters. But yeah, I love asymmetry, and this is one of those games that just really did that well. It had a lot of good that. I have not played this, but Level 99 also published this game, which I think there's a Temporal Odyssey version of this, now that I'm thinking about it. So Level 99 published this game, which is by Chris Solis as well. And I remember seeing this game, but I never got a chance to play it. So this is Temporal Odyssey. It's 30 minutes, 2 to 4 players. I really liked Level 99. In fact, I wanted to play Millennium Blades on the channel and never got a chance. So here's Temporal Odyssey, game of dueling time travelers in a vibrant fantasy world. Open portals to different parts of space and time to draft heroes, monsters, and myths to your cause. Followers will fight alongside you. Empower your magic and defend your traveler. The casting of a single spell or the arrival of a new character can drastically shift the balance of power, force you to play adaptively and proactively to thwart opponents' plans. This is the cool part. When defeated, a traveler turns back time to return to life. But the more they meddle, the more their own timeline becomes unstable. Destabilize your opponents and banish them from the timeline to carve the future as you see fit. So yeah, there's this whole time mechanic where you come back and you're trying to do things, and so that sounds pretty interesting. Dueling game where you can go back in time, change what's happening. So here's this, and it's a whole bunch of cards and some pre-punched tokens. So that's what's in there. Small game, so we'll get this played. Get it reviewed. Speaking of reviews, you can find those on the Portal Gaming podcast, which you can find on your favorite podcast filter, and you'll hear reviews and other things there. We just recorded episode 176 in the car ride home. So like I said earlier, it was me, Brian, Kathy, and Eric Summer, and we were all on the podcast, and I will get that up as soon as I can. So you can hear all sorts of reviews of all these games and see mostly playthroughs on this channel. I don't always get through everything. There's a lot, and doing a playthrough is a lot of work. So I get to the reviews on the other channels, but I play everything that's given to me. So that's the promise. All right, this is probably the thing I was most excited for and most enjoyed while I was at PAX Unplugged was the Lost Ruins of Arnac expansion. I really like Lost Ruins of Arnac. I would say it's a very good game, bordering on great. And I think this might have pushed it over the top to be great. So we got a chance to play this. I actually played this with Isaac Childress, and it was really good. It's got 6 characters that all play different, so everybody gets different characters to start the game. It's got 2 new temple boards. They just had interesting things on them, like you take cards and tiles and put them there from the rest of the game, so that was just interesting that you kind of know choices and things. So that part is intriguing. New cards to shuffle in, I mean, that's cool. And other new elements to shuffle in. But really, the joy of the game, this is just, hey, here's more stuff, right? Which is perfect. That's what you want from an expansion. Not always like, hey, here's a whole new way to play the game or a whole confusing thing. That's kind of over here, but man, I thought it was seamless. I thought it was so good. So you can play this. So I'm going to definitely try to get a play of this solo and on the channel, but I will show you some of the characters because we played 4 of the 5 of them. So one of the characters has an extra pawn. That's what this one's for. Here's the cards. I think that's too big of a deal. Here is a poster with their other games. I haven't played the new Galaxy Trucker. I need to check that out. We have a demo at the store. You got your rule book here to explain everything. So then every character comes with a new, hey, this is how you set up. This is how you use all their abilities. So you got a new player aid for all the characters. And then on the back, they all have kind of their new abilities as well as the new abilities that are in the game. So you just put that one next to your other one, and it's basically going to tell you everything you need to know about your character right here. So they're not too bad. Like, they're not so asymmetric that it's tough. Here's your 2-sided board. I know this is a little bigger than the screen. So on this side, it's kind of similar, but you're going to be able to place your a monster here. And then the other thing they changed is that from each of these spots, you can now get the temple tokens up here. So you don't necessarily have to be all the way at the top. On this side, it's similar, but you actually put one of the artifact cards right here. And so people get to see what that is. So that's kind of that new board. It's a good fix. Or change. All right, you get these little tokens because you're going to have different numbers. And it tells you people what color you are because your boards aren't going to have the colors anymore. So we've got this character. I don't remember them all, but this is like a mystic. And the mystic can take fear. Use the fear cards. We've got the Explorer. She gets to do multiple actions in a turn. So there's only one of her, but she moves around. So she doesn't have any assistance. But she can move around and she can dig up tiles easier. This guy has like a suitcase he can put stuff in and use extra resources. If I remember correctly. I'm sorry I don't remember the names of all the characters. Who is this guy? I don't remember this guy. He's the one with the extra pawn. He must be like the captain, I think. And so he's got more places he can go. Sorry, nobody played that one. This one is the investor. So she gets money every round. She gets money given to her, and she's got lots of money. She's got a card that always comes back. She's got like a balloon card. And she's got resources coming to her every turn. So she's got tons and tons of money to be able to spend. And then this is the wildlife character. So she's got a hawk that she can send out. And she can move the hawk up, and every turn it's kind of like a, not really push your luck, but the more time you wait, the bigger the reward. So eventually you can get everything from a tile if you spend time moving that up. So they all play very differently. They're not so radically different that you're playing a different game. You're playing the same game. You just have like special powers. But this game is very fun. So I will try to get a playthrough of this coming. It's confusing with Christmas for sure. So I'll probably just do some kind of solo play of this. But yeah, that was really exciting. So, able to grab a copy of this. Lost Ruins of Arnac. And I think this has now pushed this game for me to be a great game. Lost Ruins of Arnac. All right. Basically just 2 more. A lot of things are coming to me, hopefully, down the line. So I went over to Capstone, and I got a copy of Corrosion. Clay was nice enough to give me this copy. And we played it already. So I've actually punched this and played this. And this is a really neat, this is like a heavy strategy. I think it's kind of in the medium strategy, but you know, it's got a lot of timing things that are going on. But the big idea is that you have these engineers that are going to be working in these factories, like building engines, literal engines. And you've got all these different engines, and you're trying to upgrade your parts because there's things are going to go away. So you get gears, and the gears are going to go away because they're made of iron, because they rust, they corrode. And so you've got to turn them into chrome so they don't. So chrome is the thing that lasts forever. On your turn, you can either play an engineer card. The engineers are tucked away. Oh, here they are. So you can play an engineer card out to the board, and then you get the effect, and then everybody else can go around, and they can get a chance to get that effect by playing one of their cards. It's the same color and higher number. or you can turn the wheel. When you turn the wheel, you activate everything in the X spot. When you play a card like this has a 1 on it, it's going to go to the 1 section. So when you turn, you're going to get that card back. But if it had a 3, it'd be down here. You'd have to come all the way around to be able to do that. So you're turning this to make your engines go. And it's an engine building game for sure, but it's one where you like build an engine, tear it down, build an engine, tear it down, build an engine, tear it down. And you're trying to score the most points by the end of the game. It has an interesting end game mechanism where the game at the end phase triggers, but then players can choose to use bonus actions and can spend points to get bonus turns at the end of the game. So if you've amassed a lot of points and you want to be able to invest those into getting even more points, you can do that. Really, really liked this one. It does have a solo, so maybe I'll do that on the channel. Right now, I'm not going to get to the store to play with other people, so unless I get Kathy to jump on. And then finally, we got a ton of copies of Battle of Legends Volume 2 for Unmatched. This game is extremely popular at our store, and it's tough to get through distribution. We have a lot of Magic players that hang around to play this. So if you're looking for copies of this, come to the portal, because we picked up a whole bunch of copies from them wholesale, and we walked them through the streets of Philadelphia and then played Tetris to get everything in the car and get these home. So I think we picked up 20-something copies of this. So they're available. This is the new Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 2. It's got Sun Wukong here. It's got Yanenga here. Achilles and Bloody Mary are those. If you haven't seen this game before, it is essentially a 2-player. You can play with 3 and 4, and people do enjoy that. I think of it as a 2-player game where you're dueling and you're playing cards to try to defeat each other. It's actually based on Epic Duels, which was a Star Wars game that came out in the early 2000s. And Restoration restored it. Didn't go back to the Star Wars license, but kind of used their own heroes to be able to work on this game. And it's a great game. You can go back on the channel and see playthroughs of several of the boxes. I think Buffy, Little Red Riding Hood, the original set, Sherlock Holmes. Real simple rulebook. There's 3 actions on your turn. It's really easy to get through. It's all in the cards. So you've got a big map where you're going to put all your tokens on, all your characters. These big colored circles are confusing. This is actually how the terrain works. Excuse me. So if I'm standing here, then I can, and I have range, I can actually attack anybody on the water spaces. So if I'm here, I can attack anybody on these spaces. So it's really simple to look at. It's a little, weird looking, I suppose. The board is double-sided too. Oh, this side is so you can see more of the... That's how they did it on this one. You can see more terrain, but the colors are on the outside because some people had said that they weren't enjoying not being able to see the terrain. So this side has that, and the other side has other, and this is a special thing for this board that I don't know what it is. So there's that, and then you've got your boards because you build dials for the characters, and then each of the characters are these cool miniatures, which I love this style because I like miniatures, but getting buckets of miniatures can be a little tricky for me. But getting 1 or 2, and they actually already give it this dark wash. It's really nice. I'll hold that up. So there is Sun Wukong. Here is Yanenga. Oh, I can go even closer. Here is Achilles. And here is Bloody Mary. Such a cool miniature. It's coming out of the mirror. So yeah, then they have this deck of cards, and you'll play through, and you can spend these. You get movement. Oh, that doesn't actually show the cards well. And then they have little sidekicks that are with them, but your goal is just to defeat the enemy player. You don't have to defeat the sidekicks, so you're kind of making that choice of, do I want to hamper you here, or what do I want to do? So there is that. Check out Unmatched. It's a phenomenal game, and this is the newest version with 4 new heroes. They also have boxes that have 2 heroes in them. I think that is it. I don't see any questions here in the chat, so I think we'll wrap this up. Those are the games I received. For more on PAX Unplugged and reviews of other games, we played Merchants of the Dark Road, we played Butoku, we played Scout, we played 1923 Cotton Club, I'm just running through the games that we talked about on the podcast. We played Corrosion, we played The New Crew, which we had played at Gen Con, so we talked about that there. Ooh, what else did we get a chance to play? I talked about Title Blades 2. And those are the games that are coming to my mind that I can remember that we played. So there was a bunch of other things as well. But you can find all of that on the upcoming episode 176, once I get it edited and posted, which will be this week, of the Portal Game Podcast. So check that out. All right, I think that's it, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, let people know about the channel because we want to get more out to people. Yes, there's lots of Marvel Champions because I enjoy playing Marvel Champions. It's so easy for me to sit here and play that, and I enjoy playing live. When I can't have another player with me, I can have all of you with me. But there's lots of other games if you're into games, and you can let me know what you're interested in seeing and getting played. So, yeah, there'll be more. And as we roll into the new year, I think there'll be some plays from the store so you can see some plays with 2, 3, and 4 people at times. Probably more 2 and 3. 4 is a lot to get around the table for us currently, but we'll try to get more plays like that. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments you're watching afterward, go ahead and put them down below. Comments, questions, whatever. I will check them out and respond to them. But until next time, I'm the Brandt, and I hope you step into the portal. Bye.